Welcome to Recovering Addict. I'm LT, and I'm an alcoholic addict.
I'm Felice, married to an alcoholic addict.
Yes, that's true. And if you are watching this on replay, or if you are just joining us for the first time tonight, thank you very much. This is an educational show about relapse prevention and recovery. We are all about getting people to the next level in their sobriety. But if you are still suffering addict and you need support, we have a community behind this channel that is here and ready to help you 24 hours a day. So that's what we do. We go through books. We have people on here. And tonight we have a really good show today. We got some special guests backstage. Jake's going to join us through this whole show. Right there's Jake. What's up, brother?
What up?
A lot of you guys know him as Savage Trainer on Discord. And so he's going to be popping in with his comments and 2 cents. And of course, you know, before Teeter time, we got Teeter wearing his mask. Hi, Teeter. But Teeter is our backstage moderator. So he will be backstage and pop in when he wants to, and definitely during Teeter time. So what are we going to do tonight? Tonight I want to talk about SOAR. If you see that, oh, I can't point to it. Let me point to it real quick. Right there. Maybe Jake can point to it. Other side there. Yep. SOAR. So you guys know that Recovering Addict and SOAR have basically married their nonprofits. We are a partner. We are a team. In recovery, we are joining forces to give us the best possible program for people locally and obviously digitally across the world to help support people. And so tonight, now that I have a couple months here, the studio's been here for a month and a half or 2. I don't know. It's been here for a minute. But I've been putting some videos together for SOAR, and I really want to show you what SOAR has to offer. So I'm going to show you 2 videos tonight. We'll get into that after we go through Teeter time, but I'm going to let Felice say hi to everybody in the comments. And then Jake can say what's up too.
That's my favorite part because we got Merc as the winner in the hello department. What is that? What is he wearing? A cowboy hat?
An Inspector Gadget kind of guy.
Oh, like a spy. Like he's looking for everybody.
Gadget.
Ba-da-da-da-da. Good evening, John V. Morning, afternoon, family.
John.
And special hello to those catching us on the replay. You know it. Ran a half marathon backwards. Time it took you to comment, John. Well, I feel the love up in here. Let's see.
Oops.
We're doing good. Doing very good.
Doing awesome, brother. I'm tired today.
Oh, yeah. We'll let you know. When you see the theme music, stick it up there.
Discord question of the day. What's he going to do?
He's going to type the question so I can boop so everybody can see it. Like I did yesterday's.
Love it.
Let's see. We got Teeter, who said hello to us already. So hello again.
20 minutes early, Teeter.
Raylene, good to see you. Let's see who else we got in here. We got Marilyn.
Hi, Marilyn.
What is up? We are doing great. Who else? Oh, that's us.
SOAR, what are you doing watching?
Mad.
What's up, Mad? Glad you're here.
Hey, Michelle. There's Asia right there.
Yeah.
We also, share squad times 2.
Yo,
thank you,
baby. Thank you so much, Michelle.
Adrian and Beautiful Beginnings House. What is up?
Brandon, what's going on, brother? How you doing, homie? How's your program? How's your life? What's going on?
Sherwood, what's up?
Steve Sherwood.
Tierra, Alicia.
I
love seeing you here. Claiborne the Barber. Let me
Claiborne,
know.
what's up, brother?
Let me know when you're moving to Utah so I can make a hair appointment for Link.
Yeah.
And he said the marathon continued.
And Mr. Blah, blah, blah himself.
Blah, blah.
Sober. What's going on, brother?
Hey, Aubrey. Oh, right Rophelia just jumped in from Arizona Beautiful Beginnings.
Sweet. I love your guys', you know what? If you are watching and you are in an IOP or you're in an inpatient program and you do watch this show with a group of people, will you please email me at recoveringaddict8@gmail.com. I don't have it up there, or I could fix it.
I'll type it in the chat.
Here, I'll do it real quick.
Oh. He's going to do it real quick. While he's doing that, I'm going to put a plug in for our Facebook group and our Discord. Please join if you're on the Facebook page. Check out our YouTube. I'm going to put all the links in all the descriptions.
So, yeah, if you're watching from a program as a group of people, send me an email with your guys' address so we can send you guys some special stuff, okay? recoveringaddict8@gmail.com. If you email me your address, Felice and I will ship you a special package just to y'all. And we thank you so much for watching as a community. And please share us out. And why should you share? Let me ask you that question. That's a good question. Why should I share this video? Obviously you have been affected by drugs and alcohol in some way, shape, or form, or you probably wouldn't be tuning in. But when you look at the rest of the world, I don't know if you guys have noticed this as you've gotten into sobriety, how many people out there have been affected in one way or the other by recovery or by addiction of some sort? Either a mom, a dad, a brother, a sister, maybe themselves, right? Everybody's been affected by it. And a lot of people don't know how to break the stigma or the embarrassment or the shame. Share it out with them. They might be able to watch this privately. You share it out. You never know who it's going to hit. That person could watch it and save somebody else's life, or that person, you know what I mean, could join our community and you can become their sponsor, whatever. It's just a good way to get it out there, to get people to get clean. The most important part for me is to break that stigma that it's okay. We were drug addicts. Oh, freaking well. Get over it, right? We will recover. We recover better together. And if we can just keep that motto and that theme going to everybody out there, and they can join and recover with us, and then take that motto to their community, that it is okay. Hey, we were drug addicts. We were affected. Oh, well. And now we're going to learn from it and change the world. Petey, thank you so much for the super chat, brother.
Thank you, Petey.
So much. Thank you.
You know what? Thank you for being you, Petey.
Yeah, Petey's been here. He was in Mississippi, right, Petey? You were in a IOP program or an inpatient. You got out and you've been with us ever since. And that was like months ago. I remember when you got your 30 days. So awesome. Thank you so much, Petey. So, SOAR. Oh, I can't point at it.
Des is in Australia.
There we go. SOAR, School of Addiction Recovery. And that is the podcast that you see Jake at right over there, right? Jake is actually just straight across from us. I'll show you the setup real quick. Let me show you. You want to tell him what I'm doing?
He's walking to the other side of the room. How was that? I felt like that was pretty good. And you should see him appear. Meow. There he is. Magic. Magic in the studio.
Now, if I...
Oh, he's going under some things and grabbing his phone.
See if I can screw this up.
Hence the chaos and the motion.
While you're driving down the road, see?
He double vision. It's like that double mint gum.
And there's Jake.
Boom, boom, boom.
There's Felice and I. And this way, and there's Jake. So we got two.
And the torture chair.
How's that? Good job.
Boom. And there he is.
It's like on Star Trek when the
Now
ship
he's in a
would get
totally
hit.
different location.
When the ship. It's like on Star Trek when the ship gets
That's
hit.
right, John.
Everybody just sort of shakes.
We should
You know,
should have a Star
vibrate
Trek.
the camera.
Oh, well, hello.
And so if you notice the other side of the podcast place where you see Jake at 11:30, or not, I'm sorry, at 11:30, 11 o'clock every Saturday morning,
Saturday.
Dustin, the founder of SOAR, interviews people, and it's just a straight up podcast where they talk back and forth about recovery and what SOAR has to offer people in recovery, their life experiences and what they used to, go through their little story a little bit. It's a great podcast, especially if you're in the UK, because right now in the UK, what is it, like 4 in the morning? It's a great one because it's like 7 o'clock in the evening when it's 11 o'clock here. It's a great time to join in if you're in that time zone. But, even in the morning, if you want to catch something on Saturday, it's a great podcast. So what do I do here at SOAR? You guys know I'm a peer support specialist now, so I do that as we run our group therapies here. But we also have a holistic view of recovery, right? It's mind, body, and spirit. We love the spiritual aspect. We love the physical aspect, getting your diet and your physique right. And so I want to show 2 videos of how hard we work out here. And then I'm going to show you one of our spiritual things we do every Saturday before the podcast. So at 7:30, we meet here at SOAR and we do a spiritual experience. I'm going to show you that video. And when we get back from that spiritual experience on Saturdays, we do the podcast. So it's freaking amazing. I'm going to pull this up right now. I'm going to hit some screen shareage.
Trying to remove my comment. Well, Teeter's comment. He's taking up the whole screen.
Jeez, Teeter. Let me see. Where are we at? Can you all see that? Okay, that's good. That's real good. So the first video I'm going to show you is our spiritual one. You may have seen this before, but if not, check it out. It's freaking pretty awesome. This is Dustin.
We had the rewards of opiates, and people don't realize what reading would do. Reading's what got me sober. Like I would attribute reading is what has changed my life dramatically when I became a reader.
What I like about reading, it's like meditating almost, you know what I mean? It's like a quiet place. Does that make sense?
Well, I like coming out and doing experiences like this because we always talk about like putting pressure on this lifestyle through diligence. And what we're doing here is putting pressure on the idea of a spiritual experience and reading. Because oftentimes people look at reading as something they do just to fill their time, or they do it, maybe open up and read a couple pages before bed, before they fall asleep. But we're actually creating time with intention to go out and read.
A 15-minute walk in scenery. So here we are, we're walking in scenery with this river. And then, do that walk, working on gratitude, kind of staying present. And then we get, to a nice place where we want to sit down and read, which there's benches all along here. And then we can read for 30 minutes and in scenery, and, you take breaks and work on gratitude and prayer, and then get back on your book. And then it could be a thing where you walk, and we do practice the 4 intervals of learning. So then we reflect on the doing, which the doing was reading. And then we develop concepts from the reading. And then we devise a plan, of more creativity, or where other places we might want to go read, or, it all goes back to like the rewards we're looking for, right? We had the rewards of opiates, and people don't realize what reading would do. Reading's what got me sober. Like I would attribute reading is what has changed my life dramatically when I became a reader. You know what I mean? And so that's what we're trying to get people to learn how to read, and how to retain the information that they're putting into their mind, so that it can lead them to better thinking and doing it in a place of scenery.
There's Jake.
Makes me want to go hiking
Me too.
and swimming.
So that is what. Go ahead, Jake.
I was gonna say books are a big thing for me too. Like I struggle to sit down and read a book. Like, I can, but I listen to a lot of audiobooks, and
Keep going.
I listen to a lot of audiobooks, and wide range of topics: leadership, trauma, addiction, depression. My reading list is pretty involved in this. It's helped me improve my awareness of myself and of other people's behaviors, so that I can just, what am I trying to say here? Like, the more I know about, like, for me, about psychology and about like trauma and the effects that trauma has had on the hammock is right here in this backpack, Des. But like the effects that trauma has on people and how it manifests, like the better equipped I am to deal with it. Like, I've been noticing recently that Drake's been having a lot of anxiety. So I'm better equipped to, it's not such a question. Why is this happening? Like, why is he behaving like this? So it gives me a better direction, because like fear, like a lot of people deal with fear in like recovery, right? Like early recovery. And if I feel like it's fear of the unknown. So like listening to books and doing all the reading, it sheds light into that unknown and removes that fear.
Yeah, that's a good point, dude. You got to educate yourself. You can't become a better person and just stay stagnant, right? And not read. So reading's a way good way to do it. And here at SOAR at 7:30 in the mornings, a lot of times we will go have a spiritual experience, and we go hiking up into the mountains as a group of dudes. And people look at us weird too, because we'll have our little reading experience. We're sitting in a circle just talking about life, and then all of a sudden we're like in a nice little hug and saying the serenity prayer, and people walk by like, what are these guys up to? So it's really a great, powerful thing. And now we're going to get into the Discord question of the day, and then I will show you how hard we work out. Discord question of the day comes from Green-Eyed Cat. He has two questions, so I'm going to throw this out there. Me and Jake and Felice, and I would like to pull Teeter on and see what he thinks about it. He says, how to understand when my addict is just dormant, lying in wait, or properly under my control. So we all have that addict side, right? I talk about the addict as being Ted. So how do you know when your addict is dormant and waiting to pounce on you, or when you're in control of your addict? How do you know that, Jake?
If I'm in control of my addict, a lot of like I have certain behaviors that.
Oh, that's a different one.
I have certain behaviors that present themselves. Like I start to isolate and just stay home, and I start getting really angry, and I don't want to talk to anybody. And then when I do talk to people, like if they annoy me, I'll be snarky or sarcastic with them, just sort of rude, and so that's like clear signs that my addict is starting to act up. So and these are things that I wrote down in my relapse prevention plan was, some of those behaviors so that I could like identify them. So when they started to occur, I could deal with them. And, that's why I shared in the Zoom meeting, and that's why I shared it with my family, so that if they start to see these behaviors, they can bring it to my attention, because I might not be aware of that, so like everything I'm doing right now, like I can't even say that the addict is like properly under control, but I have evolved and created a life where I don't need to behave like that. As long as I am vigilant and consistent in the work that I do every day to maintain my recovery, I'm good.
Awesome. What about you, Teeter? So you're over 6 months now. You're coming up on 7. How do you know when your addict is about to jump on you, or is lying dormant, right? Or how do you know when your addict is properly under control?
Well, with me, I have a lot of trigger points, like a lot of it's my moods and how I feel on that particular day, or what's going on with myself. Like today was an up and down roller coaster, because it being the anniversary of my mom passing away. And then I got a brand new job today. So it's been like, up and down, up and down, up and down. So I just feel like I have to keep focused and keep myself busy and keep myself occupied. And then that's when I know that my alcoholic self is under control, because I'm not going to be thinking about going to the bar and drinking. I'm not going to be thinking about going to the store and buying, booze or whatever. That's, I just try and keep myself occupied, and that's basically how I do it.
Yeah, I'm going to give the famous, I'm going to put you backstage, Teeter. You're echoing just a bit. Just the counselor, the counselor answer to this question. If you're living in your character defects, your addict is about to jump on top of you. If you are being impatient, if you are not controlling your behavior, and this isn't something you control, this is so you work your program and become aware of these things, right? And you restrain them through a program. And it like Des says, it all starts in the head. It's the stinking thinking, that dry drunk syndrome. You start criticizing people. You start going backwards. Remember when I always talk about nature abhors a vacuum, right? And you start not placing positive things into your life and into your mind to take the place of the old habits you were taking out, and Dustin's word, replacing the reward system. And we'll get into that one of these nights. But you start going backwards into your old stinking thinking. That's when you're about to get pounced on. That's when you're not safe. But when you're working your program, you're actively reading, you're taking care of your spiritual fitness. You are staying strong, right? You're doing your steps. You're reaching out to people when you have triggers. If you are feeling emotionally, you reach out and talk about it. That's when you know you're in control. It's when you don't pick up the phone and call somebody when you're hurting. It's when you have these cravings and you don't say it out loud and take the power out of it. It's when you start justifying your actions for your negative behavior, which is a character defect. It's when you start saying, I don't need to go to that meeting. I'm pretty good now. And then, before you know it, 2 months has gone by and you haven't done anything in recovery. That's when you need to be aware. And now his second question, where is John V? Right there. This is his second question. He says, has my addiction jumped to something else? And if it has, how do I recognize it? And how do I stop the addict in me from jumping to a different substance again? So maybe you quit drinking, right? But you think smoking weed's okay. And now your addict is just concentrating on weed. Even if, like, we have a person in our program that talks about how they used to do it every couple of weeks. But in between the 2 weeks, that 14 days was an obsession of the mind until he got to the 14th day.
Yeah, there's a countdown.
There's a countdown. You're an addict. And right now, I believe that I've switched my addiction to Munsters.
I concur. I was like, you probably should slow down.
So I got to redo my inventory and check what I'm doing, because I believe I have switched addictions to drinking Rock Stars is what it is. Rock Stars, Munsters, energy drinks, right?
Anything purple.
Instead of water. And I'm starting to feel the effects of that. So now I got to work my addiction program to that. It's when you start obsessing over something. I don't know if, in my opinion, I don't know, tell me if you're the same way, Jake, but I always have to have something that I'm consuming. If I'm not consuming, like right now, I got my water. Jake's got his water over there. And I purposely chose water because I've already had 6 Munsters today.
I looked over like I couldn't just look at the screen.
Where am I?
Well,
I'm over here. Hello.
no.
No, I do the same thing. I always have to be consuming something. That's, I have my mod with me all the time. I vape a lot.
Me too.
I vape a lot. Because really it's, would I rather be vaping or doing meth?
And
so that's sometimes developing a healthier addiction is beneficial. Like,
where did we go?
Bye. It's just me. It's the Jake Show now. Hi.
Our battery died.
So, I don't know. Sometimes it's good to have that addictive personality, like John Lennon. Like, he had an addictive personality, or else we wouldn't have that great music that he made. Or Jimi Hendrix, he had that addictive. And I understand we're talking about substances here. Like, I actually was. I had to make a decision. I've been eating candy bars lately, and I read the nutritional facts on the back, and that's okay. I don't need these anymore. I felt stupid because it was a lot of carbs, and I've noticed a change in my body over the last couple of months. And I'm just like, okay, well, I should probably start, like the LT said with his Monsters, start working on that and change that again. So what was the rest of the question?
The one protein bars makes a maple donut that is delicious.
I like the basic 1 bars.
Those are the best.
What was the rest of his question?
I don't know. You got me stuck on.
Just basically, how do you know if you've switched addictions? And you can switch addictions into anything, and you got to be very careful of that. And that kind of just goes back to, what's up, Polly Pinch? Did you notice he just said, what was that band you just said? I don't know.
What?
Polly told me that he was better.
I said Jimi Hendrix and John Lennon.
You said John Lennon. Okay. Never mind. Polly said some funny crap today on the phone. Had me rolling. But you just need to work your program. You need to stay on top of your character defects and anything that's going to come and take your attention. Remember, we're powerless over our addiction. Like it says in NA, right? Whether we are smoking weed, crystal meth, drinking alcohol, gambling, overeating, pornography, sex. Yeah. And you could switch addictions very easily. Anything that's going to give you that dopamine drip and that pleasure, and it's the easy fix and it's a fast adrenaline rush, you could possibly become addicted to it. So our philosophy here is SOAR, and I've been listening to Dustin preach for the last 2 days. We're making videos. We're doing a whole series of videos on the benefits of becoming a life coach here at SOAR. And one of his things is you have to change that reward system. And he's like, you guys are freaking addicts. I'm trying to get you addicted to a healthy lifestyle, healthy spiritual attitudes, and healthy eating. And you start getting this, like all our rewards, right, went to doing drugs. That's where we found our pleasure. That's where we had our great time. And now you start eating healthy and you start working out and you start realizing the benefits of being fit, being strong, being able to stay awake and drink and be healthy. And all of a sudden your rewards change. And so it's just where are you finding your rewards and where are you getting your dopamine from? Is it healthy or is it not healthy?
Diligence, building that foundation of health with diligence. Like Drake, when he notices that I'm starting to get moody or like depressed or angry, he asked me, like, have you been lifting?
Good night, Alicia. Yeah.
Good night.
And so that brings me to my next point I want to point out. I just want to show you guys how hardcore we work out here at SOAR. Like I said, when we work out, we take it very seriously. And this is what we do. Check it out. Close your eyes, Teeter.
What'd you guys do to Chris that day?
Oh, we killed Chris that day. That's what he's doing. Look at him. He's right there running behind Boots. That's Dustin. There's Chris killing him.
Killing it, dying.
And you notice we went to a park and did this outside. We like to enjoy nature. The big part of the philosophy is to go outside and enjoy nature. We're a team. Not only do we work as a team when we're working out, but also after this hardcore session, we group up and have group therapy and process what life is like sober and how we can help each other out and stay sober. SOAR is a freaking amazing program.
Like SOAR's taught me a lot about training. Like during the quarantine, we couldn't come into the gym anymore, the stay-at-home order. And I was in the habit of I needed to go to the gym to train. I had to go to the gym to train. And then during the quarantine, Dustin would post our workouts on Crew. And I ended up working out outside in front of my house or like going to the park. Like I did burpees at a meeting in the park one time. Like just, you can train wherever. You don't need a gym. Like in a park, in your living room, in your backyard. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's good for you too.
Yeah. Just,
all right.
especially to switch up that terrain.
Before we jump into our book, we got a couple of times right now. And one of the greatest times right now is this one.
Hello, hello. Did y'all die again?
We're still here. It's all about you, man.
Okay, there we go. I can see y'all now.
It's all about you and your silly hat.
Go
What
Broncos.
is that in English?
Anyway,
Anyways.
back to teeter time because you guys keep putting me on the damn camera when I'm trying to eat my dinner tonight. Y'all talked about being healthy, and I'm over here eating real Mexican food.
Ain't nothing wrong with
Mexican food is delicious.
beans and rice.
I
man.
blame it on Raylene for posting her pictures of her dinner she made tonight. I'm like, ooh, I want some. Raylene, I'm blaming you. So anyway, we got a little raffle going on, and it's $5 for one ticket, $20 for 5 tickets. It's right there. And it goes to pay the rent for the studio space, the gas to and from work, the equipment and supplies, the utilities, the merchandise, and everything into making the show. And I feel like I'm hiding them all. So it goes to Recovering Addict Group, which is inside the School of
Addiction recovery.
the School of Recovery Addiction.
Addiction recovery.
Yes.
Yeah, what he said.
And so the first basket we have is Felice's. So if you want to buy tickets, you buy them and you put Team Felice.
Connect those
And-
earbuds again.
I don't care. You get coffee. You get this Bluetooth speaker, 2 coffee cups, a French press, and this cool basket. So Team Felice, if you want to buy a ticket for that. And then this is Millie's. If you want to put your tickets on Millie's, you get this comfy thing. That's like a hoodie,
Hashtag
but
Team
it's-
Millie.
Hashtag Team Millie. Yeah, that's the comfy thing. Couple pieces of chocolate, a pumpkin blanket, and a soft pillow, plus that awesome wicker basket. And then Team Link is a Star Wars kit with Boba Fett. It has a 2-in-1 charger phone holder. That's pretty neat right there. A R2-D2 coffee cup, a little baby Yoda, a poster, a lightsaber, and that wicker basket in the back. And now mine has some things for reading, a gratitude book, and it also comes with this. We
Ooh.
recover together. We recover better together. Keychain holder, and there's actually a 5th basket on its way. And when it gets here, I will put that up. So there's technically going to be 5 prizes you could possibly win if you buy tickets. And this was not Felice and I's idea. This was Teeter. He handled this whole thing. He sponsored it, and so I just want to give a big shout out to Teeter for doing what he does.
Thank you, Teeter.
And also, the ways to pay and to get your tickets is that you could go to Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal.
Yes, I put all those links in there.
And Felice is dropping all the links in the comments.
May or may not make sense. We'll see.
Merc wants to know if that's a donkey on your hat or a horse. That's a damn good question.
Dang it, Merc. Merc, you're fired.
Stupid.
You're fired, Merc.
Remember what happened last time somebody got fired, Mark?
All right, Teeter, thank you very much. We're going to jump into Cassie time, and then we are going to get into our book, It Will Never Happen to Me. Everybody, it's the good old-fashioned original Cassie time.
Hello, everyone. I'm here today with your motivational quote on Recovering Addicts. Folks are about as happy as they make their minds up to be. Abraham Lincoln. And as always, you guys know what to do. Let's bring it together and continue to spread that love.
Thank
I
you,
like that
Cassie.
one.
That's a good one.
You're as happy as you want to make your mind up to be. So if you wake up negative, start thinking positively. Do things to set yourself up throughout the day that's going to remind you to stay positive. And when you get in the dumps, meditate your mind back into positivity, or call your sponsor, call a friend, somebody that you trust you can spill your heart to, that won't minimize, criticize, or judge you for what you're going through, because pain is pain. And if you're going through it, get it off your chest. Good one, Cassie.
Hi, Sunray and Jacqueline. Glad you're here.
Yeah, 100%. Good to see you. Yeah, that phone is driving me crazy. How did it turn up? Can you hear it?
I can.
I can hear it. That's why I was like, AirPods, please.
Can
Oh,
anybody?
your AirPods probably died.
I never had them on. I had just turned it down. Let's see what happens. That'll work. Sweet. All right, so let's get it. Nope, that ain't
Probably
gonna
just
Do
set
they
it on
have
the
to be in
table.
your ears to work?
work. It knows.
They do.
It knows.
Same.
All right, so right now we are going through a book called It Will Never Happen to Me. We are currently going through what it looks like as kids are raised in families with addiction, either one or the other parent or both. There is a huge group of kids that become adults and never get this problem taken care of because on the outside they look good. The ones that get the most attention are the kids that act out. And the kids that act out were like me, right? They're the ones that get juvie. They're the ones that go to jail. They're the ones that are in the principal's office. So it's very obvious that something's wrong with this kid in his life. But the other kids, the responsible one, the adjuster and the placater, they go through life looking good. They're clean. They take care of themselves. They get good grades. But they are becoming emotionally unstable and discontent in life. And it grows with them through to adulthood. And so tonight we're going to talk about the adjuster.
Real quick, Sunray wants to know how much your haircut was.
I flew out and got it from Claiborne the barber. He threw it in for free. The dude's awesome.
Hey, Anthony.
Anthony, what's up, brother? Glad you're here. And so children who found it so much easier to shrug their children, these are the adjusters, withdraw upstairs to the bedroom, or slip out to a friend's house usually continue these survival patterns into their grown-up years. Adult adjusters find it easier to avoid situations where they need to take control. They function better if they take whatever occurs in stride, right? Like, oh, the parents are acting out. Better just, oh, well, I'm going to hide. And then they become an adult and they lack that leadership quality. And whatever happens to them, they just, well, it's just the way it is, I guess. They've become adept at adjusting, being flexible and spontaneous. They find pride in these traits. So as Jason says, I went to 9 different schools as a kid. I never knew how long I would stay or where I was going next. It wasn't bad. I learned to make new friends quickly. I met a lot of interesting people. Now, as an adult, Jason still finds it necessary to keep moving. I get bored in one spot. I get bored if I'm at a job more than 9 months. I get bored if I'm with the same woman after 9 months. I'm even getting bored with this city, and I've been here for 2 years now. So that's according to Jason, who grew up as an adjuster. Children who adopt the adjusting pattern find that they have neither the opportunity to develop trust on an ongoing basis, nor the ability to develop healthy relationships. So they lack trust, the ability to trust other people, which develops unhealthy relationships. They have a hard time developing healthy ones. What kind of kid did you grow up as, Jake?
I spent over 400 days in detention in 4 years.
You were the acting out one, huh?
Yeah, there was a lot to it. There's a lot of it was like acting out was how I coped with my sexual abuse, because to be in jail was safe. And then that also carried on into my adult life, because like when I was in jail, I was okay. Like in jail, people talk about how hard jail is. Jail is my safe place. Like I could go to my room, shut my door, and if I had a problem with somebody, punch them in the mouth and carry on with our day. Could be playing cards with that dude an hour later.
Yeah, Jacqueline, if you fit the description of the adjuster, you're going to enjoy the rest of this, or maybe you won't. And if it brings up crazy feelings, make sure you reach out to somebody and talk. Now, here's
Jacqueline.
what?
Jacqueline. I was just greeting her.
Oh, hi, Declan.
She called me out by name.
So Jeff says, Jeff, who was raised in an abusive alcoholic family. So more than anything, I was scared. I didn't have lots of friends, but I didn't want lots of friends. I did have 2 friends growing up, and I think they came from homes like mine. I don't know, really. We never talked. We hung around the playground a lot. When I had to be home, I watched television if I could. If someone wanted to change the channel, I let them. I just tried to be quiet. I like to draw a lot, so I did that. I never showed my drawings to anyone because they would have just made fun of me. All their lives, they seem to be jumping in the middle, right? It is difficult to identify a beginning or see an end. Adjusters who as children never knew how long that they would be living in one place, or how long mom would be sober, or how long dad would be staying away, learned how to handle or to adjust whatever the situation they were currently in.
Attaboy, John V. He's my favorite.
Team, please.
His hat's on backwards, too.
Is that what he said?
Puts his hat on backwards.
Yeah. Here's another quote. I usually had a movie playing in my head. I was always the star. The heroine. Strong, powerful, and beautiful. I also had an imaginary friend who provided constant companionship and comfort. Fantasizing was my only protection from living continually in pain. Teeter says, in his own words, right there and on the screen, sexual abuse is very real. The brave ones are the survivors that get put through this horrid stuff. Do you relate to anything in here, Teeter, the book that we've been going through?
I actually relate to, it seems like I relate to a little bit of everything because it talks about different aspects of siblings, like the oldest sibling, the middle, the youngest. But me being an only child that I had to basically do all of that stuff, because I didn't have really anyone else but myself to, go through any of those situations with.
Right. Interesting.
So that's how I would, it's like every day was like, okay, so what do I got to do today? Do I have to hide in my room? Do I have to stop an argument? Do I have to disappear for a while? It's like, I never really knew which personality my parents were going to be when they would be drinking. I don't know if they'd be happy-go-lucky or if they'd be mad and fighting, or I don't know.
Right. That's crazy.
Yep.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you, Teeter.
Yep.
Welcome, Sky. Good to see you.
Sky.
And Merck is also a doctor, not just a judge, for those of you who didn't know. Adjusters often have neither a sense of direction nor a sense of taking responsibility for direction they would like to take their lives. They feel no sense of choice or power over their own lives. While the more responsible children have developed a sense of being able to affect the events in their lives, adjusters usually do not have a sense of control. As 44-year-old Janice said, I feel like I had been on a roller coaster for a really long time. For adjusting children, life is perpetual roller coaster, not because they like living that way, but because they feel they have no other option. They perceive themselves as having no alternatives. They never learned that choices were available to them. So now, as adults, they don't talk about real issues in their lives, and they certainly do not seriously examine their own feelings. I want to ask you guys that. I mean, that's just a good statement for any addict, whatever personality you may have. Are you taking your own feelings seriously, and are you examining your feelings? Because we have been designed to have emotions, and these emotions, if they haven't been brought up properly and you don't understand how to react to them, do you take them seriously and analyze them, reflect on them? Do you? Because if you don't, that's going to be another thing in your recovery that you need to tackle. And we had that question of the day in the Discord. How do you know if you're, switching addictions or if you're on the road to recovery? If you're not working your full program holistically, spiritually, looking at your feelings and the way that your actions react to them, you could slip right back into relapse. You got to take it seriously. And placators certainly do not seriously examine their feelings. Adjusters find themselves associating with others who are as emotionally closed as they are. This limited association is the only type of relationship they find safe.
When I was going through counseling and really starting to analyze and dig into my stuff, I started feeling I started feeling a lot of emotions, like really intensely, like to a really deeply, and it caused me a lot of alarm. I actually relapsed once or twice as a result of these like super intense emotions that I had no idea how to deal with. Over the last 6 months, dealing with sort of the same situation where all my emotions got like really super intense, and then having to learn how to work through that stuff was just really powerful.
Sorry about that, y'all. We lost the interwebs there for a second.
The interwebs.
Marilyn, thank you so much for the super chat. $19.99 for Marilyn.
Thank you,
Throw her some
Marilyn.
tickets in the basket. And now my audio's screwed up again. What a night. Is
It's
that
okay.
Jake?
It's Sky's birthday. Happy birthday,
yeah.
Sky.
Happy birthday,
Birthday.
Sky.
Yes.
So glad you're here.
Happy
It's
birthday
me.
to you.
Awesome. All right, we're going to finish this real quick, and then we will start.
And John's birthday. Happy birthday, Mr. John Hovel. We got 2 birthdays.
You
in
guys
the
share a birthday?
house. What?
That is so cool.
How
cool.
come the children?
Yes.
All right, so based on this behavior pattern, it is easy to see how adjusters find mates who cause an uproar, right? This state of living is constant agitation because their comfort zone, because they are perpetuating childhood roles of adapting to inconsistent people. They know how to handle chaotic situations and adjust. This kind of self-negating adjusting leads to depression, isolation, and loneliness. So if you found out that you may be one of these types of people that grew up as an adjuster, start thinking about the way that you handle situations, and then realize that not taking care of these defects could lead to depression, isolation, or loneliness. Now, here's the strengths and the defects of the adjuster. Here's their strengths: flexibility, ability to follow, easygoing attitude, and not upset about negative situations, kind of like Felice. She's an adjuster. Defects: inability to initiate, fear of making decisions, lack of direction, inability to perceive options, power, follows without questioning. Now, here are some beliefs that drive the behavior of the adjuster. If I don't get emotionally involved, I won't be hurt. I can't make a difference anyway. What's the point of trying? Or it is best not to draw attention to myself. And here's the response to the feelings: why should I feel? It's better if I don't. And that is the adjuster. And we will get into the placator on Sunday night. What do you think, Jake?
About the adjuster?
About whatever's on your mind.
I don't know. I just it's a big deal growing up with addiction. It's a big deal, going through addiction. It's very painful and emotion driven, and it's just it's hard work and it's worth it. And I don't know. I have a lot going on in my head right now.
I know I grew up with it. My dad is still in that mentality. He's not a grown-up. He's codependent. He can't live life on his own, and living life on his own makes him freak out if you don't bend over backwards to enable him. And now that I start seeing the way that I was raised, I'm trying to fix that in my mind and the way that I live. Most importantly, the way that I now, just this last year, turn that towards raising my children or even, living with my wife. And so I think, like you said, it's very important when it comes to understanding our childhood. I mean, that's what shaped us. And if you were shaped in an addicted environment, it definitely had an effect on you. And it's really good to think about. Talk to a counselor, talk to a sponsor, talk to a therapist, read books, and understand. What do you think, Peter?
Books.
Do a what?
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 So what do you think?
Well, no, I'll be honest, because of my disabilities, I'm not really that much of a reader. So I'm more of a listener and,
Audiobooks.
Well, I haven't tried those yet, but I'm more of a listener than, a avid reader, like a lot of people are. So, I just try and retain what I hear, other people say. So that's just what how I've been doing it.
Yeah, you're doing a good job too.
I mean, I try and I read, but then I just get like, I'm putting it down. I give up.
Yeah.
3 sets of 5 minutes.
Yeah, like I'm learning a lot here at SOAR, and what Jake just said is apply a workout mentality. If you've ever worked out, you go grab a dumbbell, you're going to do some curls. You do 3 sets of 5, right? You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You set it down and wait a couple minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you do 3 sets of that. So you can apply that to reading. You can start with 3 minutes. I'm going to do 3 sets of 3 minutes. So you grab a book. You can set a timer if you want to. And I'm going to read for 3 minutes. And then you put it down and rest for a minute. And then you pick it up and read for 3 minutes and I think it's really important too, because when I got into recovery, when I got into action, just got out of detox, went into action, and boom, they have me reading pages on pages, books on books, had to do a book report, had to work the steps all the way up to 5 before I could transition. And I remember hardly being able to pay attention through a full paragraph. I had to relearn how to read. My attention span became YouTube videos and Facebook. And to sit down and read is a discipline of mind. And 3 sets of 5 is just a great way.
You just described me right now. My attention span is Facebook and YouTube. I'll read stuff on there, but to actually physically open up a book, I can't open up a damn book,
Thank you so much, Allie. You're awesome.
Yay. That's 5 tickets for...
That's 5 tickets for Allie. She's over here kicking butt in this program.
Yeah, this program has taught me a lot. Like it's gave me a spiritual side. It taught me a lot about training. Dustin would say that I've become a spiritual cat, and I didn't even realize.
He didn't realize he was a cat.
Yeah, I didn't realize that I was a feline. But
guess who owns him? Carol Baskin.
Some would say that Drake owns me. He's got me around his finger. But no, I've learned a lot from this program.
Me too, dude.
Found a higher power. I'm actively incorporating the SOAR foundation of health, the lifestyle, going through the lesson. I'm teaching the lessons. Learning the lessons and teaching the lessons. Hey, baby.
Yeah, this is an amazing place. There's a lot of people that actually fly out here to join this program. So if you could fly out here, you know what? We need to have my motorhome freed up for 90 days for certain people. Huh? That would be freaking cool.
And I just want to give a shout out to my parents because they actually did a really good job. Because I grew up with lots of family members that were addicts, but they did a really good job of keeping it out of the house. So we would go visit family members, and yeah, it was there, but we weren't allowed to. They wouldn't let me stay the night there unless they knew what was going on. Like, this is hindsight when I look back, and I'm like, they actually did a really good job of keeping us out of.
Trying to keep you safe from the addiction.
And
Yeah,
we go back
and
up for
my
him.
brother was older than I was, so he kind of hung out with the cousins more than I did. But as far as me and my sisters and my brother, I think they did a good job. They did their best, and I think it was pretty good.
And I wanted to add one more thing on the circuit training style, the reading right here. Like 3 minutes, three sets of 5 minutes. You don't have to do it and you can spread them out through the day. You can switch locations. So like I was saying, I got in the habit of doing the gym. And I could only work out in a gym with machines or with a barbell. To avoid getting into that habit, I can only read if I'm sitting in this chair. Hell, I got into a habit where I could only write if I had a specific pen. So when that pen died, it'd take weeks to find a duplicate. So I wouldn't write anything.
Merck says, Lone Wolf, what's up? And Lone Wolf, that's my buddy Brendan. And me and him used to work together. And there's like 5 people on base that I miss. And he's one of them.
I don't miss you. I see you every day. And if anybody asks, I wasn't here. I'm sick.
Felice is sick. There's plastic between us.
I got the COVID. Just kidding.
Adrian says, I really want to get more in depth with my recovery, though. I am doing what I can now, but to learn more, though, to build a solid, stronger ground for myself. That's all you need right there is the desire to do so. Find somebody that you trust that's actually doing it and attach yourself to their hip. And start doing what they do and trusting and confiding in this person if you believe in them. And then when they start steering you during certain directions, take their advice seriously. And then don't be afraid to be honest with them. World's not going to end. You're going to grow.
What is IMHO?
In my honest opinion.
Oh.
We had to learn all kinds of acronyms too.
I was sat here and thought about that one for about 2 minutes. I was like, that's got to be it.
Yeah, all righty. Well, Andrew says he wants to pray with us. Sweet.
Come and join us, Asia.
Yeah, it's about time to say that serenity prayer. Allie, Marilyn, and Petey, thank you so much for the super chats tonight. Know that they are not going to waste. We are putting them right back into recovery. That is our whole life. And Felice is coming up with a crazy plan, and I'm telling her to freaking do it, and that is to sell our house so we can downsize and save even more money to put into this effort. The more money we make here at SOAR, eventually, and I'm talking years down the road, but we can free Felice up to be able to work the program as well.
I feel like we could sell our house.
I think we should.
Oh, thanks, Brendan. Don't tell Chicken.
What? You're gonna sell your house? Are you crazy?
We're moving to New Mexico, so you better get a place for us.
You have insurance?
Oh,
and I'm plugging the website. We got these cool hats.
Yeah, y'all. We got merch.
Recoveringaddict.org.
Recoveringaddict.org. We got
Can wear it backwards and it looks
girly
really,
merch.
really
we got hoodies. Winter's coming. I miss you too, brother. 100%. All right. So where's Andrew? Is he coming?
he's right there.
Okay, cool.
He's sitting next to me.
All right, ready? God,
God,
grant me the
grant me the
serenity
serenity
to
accept
to
the
accept
things
the
I
things I
cannot
cannot
change,
change,
the
the
courage
courage
to
to
the
change
courage
the things I
to
can,
change the things
and the wisdom to know the
I
difference.
difference.
Amen.
Amen.
I want to say do
Yeah.
every time. That's not the word.
Love it. Tyrone, I'm officially not on anything, not even a beer. Atta boy, Tyrone.
Oh,
Yes.
keep it up.
We're here for you, brother. Stick with us, and we'll stick with you.
Oh.
We're here to support. Join our Discord, private Facebook
They're
group. If
saying.
y'all haven't, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like buttons and heart buttons on your way out the door,
Share.
and share these videos out, please. And join our
Share.
community. Get to know us.
Spread the
we're freaking
message.
crazy drug addicts just like y'all. We ain't no different.
Help people. Saving lives.
%. All right, y'all. We will be back next Sunday. And until then, do not put yourself in a high-risk situation. Stay strong, work your program, and remember,
We
recover
recover better
better
together.
together.
Yeah.